Hey, what's up, guys? Dre 5Ds here, coming at you again with another Black Lightning review slash discussion. Tonight is going to be season 1, episode 8. So I just want to start off by saying I thought tonight's episode was pretty decent. It wasn't the best episode. wasn't bad. I thought it was pretty in between, pretty good. I definitely want to start out by saying that we finally know that what Gambi's backstory is. We find out that he was actually a ASA agent sent to the city 30 years ago to track down the metahumans that his government agency was, creating by accident from their vaccinations of trying to, I guess, make all the black people there docile and not very responsive to whatever political situation that was going on back then. And turns out they were actually making metahumans by accident, and Gambi was assigned to, I guess, track them down so they can take them out, but decided, to protect Jefferson, and he inadvertently got Jefferson's father killed by leaking the whole story to them and everything. And after all that information that was just given to us about Gambi, it makes me wonder, like, is he expendable now? Like, we know everything about Gambi, and I feel like I wouldn't be surprised that he might die at the end of the season, even though I wouldn't want that. I feel like just knowing his backstory now makes him pretty expendable. But then again, this is also a CW show. Granted, it is a different one, but you can say that the common character within all of the DCTU, the DC television universe on the CW have in common is that they always have like at least one tech person that sits at the desk and helps the superhero when he's out in the field, hacking into things to making the suit and everything. Flash has Cisco for that. I guess Cisco, Caitlin, and Iris for that. Supergirl has Win and the whole Win and Martian Manhunter for that and their organization. Arrow obviously has Felicity and Curtis to an extent. And Legends of Tomorrow, they obviously have Ray and the Wave Rider itself. And this show has Gambi, so that in itself makes me believe that they probably won't kill him off because they need that specific character in these type of shows for the CW. And we haven't gotten a hint that anyone else is pretty tech savvy in the show. Then again, that person or character can always be revealed or introduced later on in the season. But I think just because of that reason and common thread between the shows, Gambi life isn't in danger, but I wouldn't be surprised that he does become expendable just because we know his backstory and just the way that they were. It was a shot that they had in the show that almost made it seem like he was going to get assassinated or shot in the head. At one point, it's just how they framed the shot. I was expecting that, but luckily that didn't happen. And I obviously don't want to see Gambi die or anything like that. It just kind of gave me a thought that hopefully he's not expendable since we know his backstory. Next thing I want to talk about is Jennifer. I thought it was really cool and exciting seeing her discover the powers that she had. We already kind of had like a glimpse or a hint of her having powers earlier in the season when she broke that girl's wrist by not really trying too hard. And tonight we got a full display on what powers that she can possibly have when her and her friend was putting up posters and she saw her friend almost about to fall and she got really emotional and basically destroyed her phone and discovered that it seemed like it was lightning powers a little bit. It was pretty orange, sort of reminiscent of the Flash's lightning. I wouldn't say it was like fire because it would probably look a little bit different, but seeing that she does come from Black Lightning, and I believe in the comics and in the cartoon show that they do have lightning powers, so it's just maybe just a different color, just to differentiate from Black Lightning and her whenever they eventually will go out in the field, but yeah, I thought it was really cool and exciting to see her discover her powers. For me personally, I think it's always cool to see on these shows a metahuman or any person who has abilities discover that they have powers when they weren't really expecting it, or just when it comes out of nowhere. I always find that pretty cool and awesome to see, and we definitely got to see that tonight. And I will admit that I'm a pretty surprised that we got them so early. I know the season has 13 episodes and we're on episode 8, and honestly, I wouldn't expect them to maybe show her powers until maybe like the season finale or maybe the episode before that. But obviously, this show just keeps coming with surprises, and definitely moves at a faster pace than the other shows. I feel like maybe the other DC superhero shows may have maybe dragged this out longer with their character, but since Black Lightning only has 13 episodes, I can understand why they might want to put this in there. Put this in there in the first season, but I was happily surprised that they showed her, with her abilities this soon. I always expected that maybe episode 13 at the season finale or something. But yeah, I definitely can't wait to see more of what's going to happen with Jennifer and her powers. We also saw tonight that she told Anissa about her abilities, and Anissa immediately knew what was going on because obviously, Anissa has powers as well. And from the previews of next week, it seems like everything's coming out. The whole family's gonna know about everyone. She's gonna know about her father being Black Lightning, and everybody's gonna know everything. So there won't be any more secrets. And I definitely want to see how that's gonna play out for the rest of the season. Now, again, I don't expect Jennifer to get a suit or go out in the field with Anissa and Black Lightning anytime soon. But then again, like I said, this show is always surprising us, which I am, very happy about that. And they only have 13 episodes. They don't have like a full 22, 23 episode season. So they could always fast track that as well and maybe have her get a suit, have her go out in the field for the season finale or something like that to help Black Lightning or Jefferson fight Tobias or whatever other threat that comes out. Maybe the Shadow Organization, who knows? But I wouldn't be opposed to seeing her with the powers. I expect that the show probably is maybe fast tracking her, the daughters and everything to have powers because maybe they were maybe expecting a season 2. That could always be a possibility. Ever since the show started, everybody is loving Black Lightning, including myself, and it would be a completely shock if it doesn't get renewed for season 2. I think at this point it's a given, just like all the other CW superhero shows. Maybe Legends of Tomorrow is up in the air, but definitely Black Lightning is I think a sure thing for season 2, and we can definitely probably see more development of Jennifer's powers if we don't see the rest of her development this season. So, like I mentioned before, this episode, it wasn't great. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't a bad episode. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't terrible or anything. It was just in between, pretty decent. One thing I definitely didn't really like in this episode was the Lala subplot. It didn't really advance the story. Didn't really do anything. He didn't really do anything. I expected Lala to. Obviously we saw that Lala was going to come back in the previews of this week's episode. I thought that maybe it would just be a one-off thing, but apparently that is not. He's probably going to be sticking around for the rest of the season since there's only like 5 episodes left, or between 3 or 4. But I don't know. I thought tonight's appearance with Lala was definitely probably wasn't needed. It kind of almost felt like filler for the most part. I mean, we don't really find out why he's back or who brought him back or what even his motivations or what he's planning on doing now. It was just us just following him, really just doing nothing at all. So that was obviously one of the weaker points of this episode, in my opinion, just because, like I said, didn't really do anything didn't really advance the story, didn't really reveal anything else. So hopefully if he's back next week, maybe we find out more or like who brought him back or why he's back or even his own motivations. Because clearly he doesn't know why he's back or who brought him back either. So what is he going to do now? Is he going to try to reclaim his spot as the top on the 100 gang? Is he going to try to get involved with the green light? Like, I don't know. That's what I think we definitely need to find out now. So that was probably the weakest part of tonight's episode. But again, it didn't bring down the overall episode. It's still a pretty good, decent episode. I just thought that was definitely the weakest part of this whole entire episode. So I just want to say thank you guys again for watching my video. If you like what you see, make sure you like and subscribe and comment down below your thoughts on tonight's episode. And if you want to see more, make sure you tune in next week for my next review / discussion of Black Lightning. And until then, I will see you guys later.